The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another excellent edition of the Power Trading Hour with me. And it doesn't matter where me or you or anybody else is, as long as they're here at this time.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
So, well, as they say, we got a giant flush here. And not really surprising. Yesterday could have been a little bit of a bear trap. This morning it was pretty plain what was going on. I put out updates today for both newsletters. But I'm pretty much thinking that we're going to go down with about a 90% probability and test 4250 first on the S&P cash. Probably a 65% chance that we go down and hit 4,000 before May. And so there may be a lot of back and forth. Today, I was waiting for some kind of sign, and I thought it would be that options would, at least the puts, would tend to burn off a great deal of their premiums before the whole thing fell like a souffle in a 70s sitcom. Remember all those? The Brady Bunch. There's a a compendium of them on YouTube, and it seems like if you couldn't think about anything to write into the sitcom, it was always someone slamming the door and the souffle falling. And of course, Alice, I think she had 3 in one episode. But always you could tell that nobody really had anything left when they went to the souffle. And I kind of saw that souffle setting up today. Could have been yesterday. I thought maybe we could get a little higher. Couldn't get any higher yesterday. But the way that everything was looking was just rather horrible. I was pretty sure we were going to be lower today. I thought maybe it would take the next couple of days to get what we've already gotten today. We blew through it. Had it in the newsletter this morning. But the first thing that really got me going was Apple was looking at a good example of not closing over 170 today and more like 168. And, we're at 169. Could you get a bounce a little bit next week? Is this all of this setting up for a flat week next week? I don't know. We're on the road to 4250. I don't think we're getting off, no matter how many times someone in the back seat says, I got to go pee. Nope, we're just moving on. But I think that's probably pretty good. The Fed was out trying to do some repair work, a little cleanup on aisle 3, and they continue to pile money into the market along with others today. We're up about 1% on the TLT. I think that is rather short-lived, but maybe we'll do a little consolidation. I still suspect we're not going to find any low in the TLT either until we have a massive gap down that just makes everybody toss their cookies. That's a technical term, by the way. Anyway, the first thing I saw this morning was options, and they really were pointing to about 170 as the high for today. Was also looking at a test of, let's zoom up here, make it a little earlier, a test of 450 on the SPYs. I said also that a failed attempt of the S&P or the SPY at 450 would be a spectacular weekly signal in the S&P. And since I've written trading programs before, I kind of knew where most people would have set their parameters on their black boxes that yelled, pull the ripcord. Again, I wasn't expecting it all today, but certainly it did come in. You can give me a call today at 877-927-6648. We got other things going on in the market. Let me get my charts up here real quick. You can email me at path@tfnn.com, of course. Okay. Got a bunch of emails coming in here a little bit earlier on why the semiconductor sector is having a problem. And one of the issues, let me get this off here. One of the issues really ends up being that there was a big production problem in the Japanese manufacturers of NAND memory. That's memory that can remember after you turn it off, like a thumb drive or your solid state hard drive or that stuff. Anyway, this is going to impact all of the companies that deliver computers, AMD, Intel, that kind of stuff. Intel, of course, kind of makes its own, but I think they sold part or some of that division. But anybody, depending on buying hard drives, if you were going to think about buying one, I would say I would race to the Best Buy right now and get it before they raise the prices. Anyway, the amount of memory that's affected by this is staggering. And it was one of those problems where you don't instantly find out about it until later. It was a chemical that is an etchant. And you're supposed to be able to take that etchant and neutralize it. Well, the chemical they sold for the neutralizer wasn't neutralizing. So after you let it sit around for a while, it would start eating into the contact. So it tested out, left the factory, went out into production, and now everybody's got months of production that has this problem. So it's going to be one of those cluster things that they talk about in the military. And it has something to do with a chicken, I think. Anyway, this is going to be a big problem going forward. And, of course, problems always come in threes, but probably was just about the time that it looked like these things could probably do okay. And again, another production problem. It doesn't really bother AMD so specifically, other than the fact that if you can't buy hard drives, you can't deliver PCs, and that PC part of their business is problematic. Of course, if there's something down, there's probably something up on that. Now, is it going to go through the roof? Probably not. But when that hit, the first thing was people went to Micron because guess what? They're another manufacturer. They're not making anything in northern Japan. This is kind of the old Toshiba bunch that has all these problems. But the issue is now there won't be any additional chips really lying around. Everybody's going to be bidding those up really highly to get stuff out the door. So real problem in Mudtown with memory production. As I said, it is the ball bearings of the semiconductor industry and a problem. We'll be back after this.
Are you grinding in the market, but seeing little to no return? Or are you a successful trader, simply looking to make your job a little easier? Learn to take the path of least resistance with David White's powerful trading newsletter. David White is an accomplished trader whose deep understanding of technology and the markets allows him to consistently find and share winning trades. Support and resistance define the ranges in which stocks trade. By understanding these trading ranges, David White is able to find the path of least resistance. David White's trading newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, is delivered daily before the markets open to make every trading day an easy win. Visit TFNN.com today and subscribe to David White's Ultimate Trading Newsletter for $119 a month and try all of our newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Take the path of least resistance at TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
And we have some questions today. The first one's a Todd. The big movers on AMD and NVIDIA, where are they going? Todd, as I said in the opening segment, that's where the first segment is of my show. It's called the opening segment. Anyway, if you're in Lutz, Florida, I just wanted to put that out for you. Anyway, I see big moves on AMD and NVIDIA. As I don't know. As far as I've read over the last 24 hours or 12 hours, actually, this is could blow off an entire quarter for all of them. So it is problematic. Where they had delivery problems before, they got stuff, it just doesn't work. And worse than not getting stuff is putting it together and then having to take it apart to put it together with new parts that come later. So going to be problematic at best. Okay, we have another question. Okay, with semiconductors and war and everything else, is there a company that is truly a pure play for manufacturing in the United States of semiconductors? And this actually butts into another question that I've had. And yes, I'll get back to Apple in a minute, but look for it to expire plus or minus 25 cents at $170. I think that's what we're looking for today. So the worst may be over for the day, but I don't think there's a whole lot higher. That would be lucky if you got 170. I would say on the low side. Anyway, SPYs, 443.37, but I think this is just one of the first steps back down to about 42.50 on the S&P cash, by the way. And we'll have some fits and starts, but we're going to probably go down there in a hurry and retest that now. Anyway, question is whether or not there is a pure play in the United States on semi-production. There is only one, and I don't know whether or not you want to be thinking about it too much, but it's called Skywater, S-K-Y, Skywater. SKYT. SKYT. They make a lot of specialized chips for the military. It's not doing any better either. It's kind of down here. Would be an interesting play. For a very long term, probably a 3 to 5 year hold. But I wouldn't be buying it here either. These guys, if you saw in the news that many of the Starlink satellites got wiped out last week, they make Skywater makes a lot of what they call rad hard, not road hard, but rad hard, and that is semiconductors that are radiation and EMP hardened for the military. They are the only real pure play that doesn't do anything else like Intel. They do 20 different things in 40 different countries. But this is really the only semiconductor manufacturer by itself. They're kind of treading water. Hadn't been really good for them yet. They've got government contracts, which means they'll probably still be around even if the government has to bail them out. I don't know on the stock price right away. But interesting company if you're interested in that kind of stuff. That's the one you want to look at. Besides that, you've got Intel, who has some production. But again, they've got all of their own problems. It won't help Intel either, who has to fight over memory in the open sector. For companies like Micron and others that build memory, what they'll do is they'll get a bunch of contracts and know that they have to make a certain amount. And then what they'll do is they'll build maybe another 10% above and beyond what they have. And that goes out kind of for auction. And sometimes it's a loser for them. Sometimes, like now, they can probably sell it for double the price that they were before, double at least the profit margin that they did before. So it can be a big thing for them. Intel at one time was the biggest manufacturer in the world of memory. They've since kind of sold a couple of those divisions off to keep some cash up, keep their stock price higher. I don't think it's a good long-term solution, but maybe they've got something hidden. You've got a high volume low at 46.30. I suspect that's where Intel is going. 877-927-6648. Okay. Yeah. Yep, that is kind of amazing. Back to just a hair under 2% on the 10-year. Thanks, G7, for posting that in the den. But yeah, we're off 8.5% on AMD and almost 6% on NVIDIA. Apple, maybe we get to 170 for a closeout here. But problematic. Let's do a little history, and then we'll get on to the rest of the stuff.
And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1997, the Space Shuttle Discovery is launched on a mission to service the Hubble Space Telescope. This is the second of 5 missions necessary to fix the flawed telescope. In most states, the entire thing would have been replaced as a lemon. Of course, they were in a big hurry to get the the Hubble Space Telescope off the ground. A new administration coming in would want to gut a lot of what was happening in the at NASA, or at least that's what they believed. And let's get it up there, and then we'll have to fix it is kind of the idea. Of course, we learned a great deal of about spacewalking, repairing devices, and also finding out. The problem was that the shuttle was flawed, and we pretty much knew that from the get-go. There was a war between also NASA and various branches of the military of who would have control over the space going forward. So they just out and out lied about the cost of the space shuttle, and a lot of people thought it looked cool. So, yeah. What do you think, Congressman, know? Yeah, don't know a lot. Space shuttle looked cool. But it would have been cheaper to build rockets than it still is today, and that's why we've got SpaceX and that stuff going on. 877-927-6648. Here come the Fed. Here come the Fed. Okay, back to charts in a market already in progress over most of TFNN. Let's update this just to make sure that I'm not lagging. 44.30 on the S&P cash, down 73 points after being down a similar amount yesterday. Not a good sign. Gold higher by $17. Ooh, right at the edge of support resistance. Monday, even Sunday night is going to be interesting on the shiny yellow. That's back.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And someone brought up a Leave It to Beaver. Wally in Leave It to Beaver moved to my town and ran a dinner theater through the 70s. My friend's aunt and uncle, or no, just aunt, ran a hair salon down fairly close to the dinner theater. And so I'd go get my hair cut there eventually, although it was like twice as much to get cut there. Ugh. So I didn't do it very often. But I would be in the chair next to Wally a few times. I thought that was always interesting as a young kid. But Leave It to Beaver, kind of neat. And, of course, who can forget his, I said Oscar award-winning role in Kentucky Fried Movie in the courtroom scene. If you haven't seen that, you haven't lived. Kind of an X-rated version of Airplane, before Airplane ever came out. 1976 or 1977. It was the test run before they did Airplane. But very funny movie. 877-927-6648. I'm waiting with bated breath for your call. What else do we have out? Okay. We got a question about Microsoft. No Lumpy. No, just Wally, who ran the dinner theater there. Anyway, so that would have been what? Probably 15 years? It probably would have been 15 years at least. Maybe 16 years. 17 years? Would have been a while. Anyway, I told him how much I loved him in Kentucky Fried Movie, the courtroom scene, which you can find on YouTube. But prepare to be shocked. That was when you could do things back then. Anyway, question on where Microsoft goes at 4250 or so on the S&P cash. Again, I don't spend a lot of time on the NASDAQ because 6 stocks actually are more than half of the index. Pretty much a worthless index, although I guess you can trade it. So not as worthless on that, but if you're actually picking levels, I'm not a big fan of it. You're down today. You don't have a lot of volumes. These are probably still going to do well. The big thing is everybody knows that higher interest rates are coming if you don't have a lot of cash. But what I can say is you do have this low at 276.05 with 86 million shares. The first step, I don't want to drive like a nut in foggy weather and end up in a pileup. So the first thing I do is say, okay, I'm looking for this 276.05 and what the test is on that. Probably not going to bust it the first time. It may take a while for it to get back down. But you know what? You've got a couple more down here about 237. Man, it just seems awful deep. But I think maybe you could get around that 275-ish level and plateau off, just because it's not going to need any cash. But all the people that do, probably not buying new PCs or lots of extra stuff from Microsoft. They still have a incredibly good and wonderful system in Azure, where most of their new profits are coming from. So is it like that's going to fall off a cliff? No. The question is growth going to fall off a cliff? And it could be problematic for a while. 877-927-6648. Okay, we got some more emails here. Okay. Okay, other questions. Does this change anything for Tesla or the rest? I don't really think so. Tesla is getting ready to go retest its low, like a lot of these are. They had some decent-sized lows. 45 million shares at 192.01. Probably need to go back and retest that. And again, it's going to be, 3 steps back, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, 2 steps forward, back lower, I believe. But again, I think it's very problematic that we don't see at least 4250 tested. My guess is that it's going to break, but probably not the first time. We might get a couple of bounces off that, and then the move back lower. But I could see 4,000 for May 1st. So more of a long-term call than what you're going to be doing. And we know that most people around TFNN go to the church of what's happening now. And May 1st seems kind of like a long-term. Yep, Sunday night going to be interesting. Join us in the den Sunday night. Okay, other things going on out here. Let's go to some of the ones. Question about crude. It's hard for me to see that it doesn't go higher. I know it's kind of bouncing around here now, and you got some spikes out here. You did have some very good numbers from the Baker Hughes numbers, or the Baker Hughes rig count, and it is up fairly significantly. I still suspect that we'll probably in the next, I'm going to say, 14 days, we hit 100 in crude. And I'm not exactly sure of the reason why, but I did outline the long-term bullish outlook for crude this morning in the newsletter. And, I don't think anything's really going to happen. The Fed's behind the curve. How much worse is inflation going to get before May rolls around and they actually start raising rates? Hard to say. Many people in the den voiced a view that there wasn't going to be any surprise Pearl Harbor rate hike in the near future from Powell. And it's been hard enough for them to get to that point, so I can imagine that. Also, he hasn't been confirmed. Another thing that could end up boiling up in this market, there are a couple of people that, I'll just say that these Fed appointees are out where the buses don't run. They got for capitalists and people involved with money, they don't have any sense. And if you hold up a couple there, they're holding up Powell. I don't know where that's going to come out. Do they fold on those folks? But I don't know. I won't sleep better knowing that they're at the Fed. I don't know how much damage they can do. But we've got some people that are don't have a firm grasp of reality that could be at the Fed soon enough. What else do we have out here? To AMD, where is it going? Well, I think a first stop is probably now back to the 100 level where it took off from. That's about it. Okay. But right now, 123.85 is where the test. Do we have that? Yeah, that's right. Is that AMD? Oh, that's Applied Materials. AMD. I hate that when that happens. Yeah, 99.35 is the January 28th low. I think all of these things are now set up to retest those lows now, sooner rather than later. And we had a bad signal yesterday. We're going to get a confirmation of that bad signal on the weekly and probably longer by the end of the month. 877-927-6648.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Well, where the rubber meets the road, the Goodyear blimp. Goodrich blimp. Which one is which? It's a Goodyear, right? Goodyear, Goodrich. It's a Goodrich blimp, right? I know, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I know it's the Goodyear. I just love that commercial that ran for years that said the Goodrich blimp. Goodrich, yeah. Goodrich and Goodyear. Why were they good? Why was everybody in the rubber industry, were they all part of one family at one point? Yeah, always interesting. Okay. Anyway, huge volume on the downside. Very bleak outlook going forward. I don't know if it's a production problem or cars or what. But man, I guess they were handing out the rat poison in the tea in the conference call because it just got bad and went to worse. But yeah, 22.66 yesterday. Last is 15.68, and it did nothing but sell out all the way. Question is, does the TLT, does this make a little blip out here that changes the trajectory? No. Like I said, I just suspect that this is going to drop through and you're going to have a big gap down. This is everybody leaving the equity market and going into what they think is a safer market. If they thought it was safe, they would have gone into gold. I don't understand this, but it seems like something that the people on Wall Street do, maybe because it's easy to do and they don't get yelled at about it, but out of the fire and into the frying pan. Doesn't matter if the ship's sinking like the Titanic, the bow sinks, everybody runs to the stern. That's fine, but it is just going to be one of those things where nope, I think just a blip. Yeah, could it get a little higher on Monday, Tuesday? Yeah. But my guess is you're going to have that big gap down, which is going to blow out just a ton of folks that think that they'll be able to play the bounces in the bond market. But no, it's the volume. You got everything you have now to go down to 132 and probably blow through that down into the low 120s maybe late this year. Maybe summertime, hard to tell how quick they get going. 877-927-6648. Okay. Amazon down $100. AMZN. Yeah, it is weaker than I thought. But again, I was just basing this on the action in the market, not geopolitical events. But, you get a little extra wind at your back. Who cares? Amazon, where would I go on this one? You got about half the gap that's there. That's $29.50. And that probably would be the first bounce point. But I love it. And it happens so much. This is not kind of anecdotal stuff. I mean, you can look at how many times you go to the halfway mark of a double gap like we have this in Amazon. And, yeah, that's about 2,900 out there approximately. So, yeah, my guess is we're going to probably hit that next week fairly easily in that. We're off 82.5 points in the S&P cash. As they said in the Bible, there will be war and rumors of war. I always thought that was an interesting part in Revelations? Yeah. My misspent youth in Sunday school. Okay. What else is going on here? Let's take a look at some of the others. Yeah, that's just kind of easy to do, but question about PRQR. And you don't want to be in a stock on a bad day that's already doing bad. It just doesn't make things any better. But yeah, it blew out. But what do you expect? Biotechs, you're either going to heaven or hell. And maybe sometimes the same in the same day. But a lot of reward and a lot of risk, but I don't know if there's anything in there that I can add to that. Expedia, EXPE. Now, that one, very ugly candle today. This is the one that you, if you're a candlestick folk, you look at, and that is lighter volume, massive inside candle at the highs for a reversal. And, of course, a lot of people thinking that with the pandemic in the rearview mirror, that these travel stocks would be going very far. It was good earnings, but you know what? War and rumors of war and higher interest rates and literally everything else, always problematic. But, if you take it as you come, like some people say you should, as in technical analysis, and ignore everything else, that is one ugly candle. Others out here taking it on the chin today. AFRM. Did I do that correctly? Affirm. Most of these are earnings out earlier this morning, blowing through the previous low on much higher volume. In fact, you're already through the May 11th low of 2021. That had 7 million shares. You got already 52 million shares. You went through the previous one on January 24th to 22 million shares. So whatever's going on with this, and I'm thinking it's Ebola or the plague or something, but it don't look good. TWST. Let's take another look at this. Twist Bioscience. Again, could be a whole lot worse. It's certainly down, but you got some decent volume out here, but I can't say that you can make a great deal about that one way or the other. UPWK on my list of stuff to look at. Goodyear. I looked at it already. Do you have any other color? What did they say in their earnings? You got a gap down in Upwork, and it's actually Downwork today. They're going to have to change their name. Back into the candle of July 28th that had 2.3 million shares in it. You already got 4.2. So you're going to at least go test that and probably back into this long-term gap that goes back to November 5th of 2020. So that's it.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
Well, not to be a negative Nancy, there are stocks going higher as gold is. But there's always stocks up in a down market. Not so broad as gold, but Rubbermaid. Who would have thought? Winner of the day, up to 25.12, and actually holding above the level that it had before. Not exactly sure why they're a standout, but they are. A couple other stocks higher on the day, but for the most part, it's a lot of red. Generally coming into a Friday, what are you looking for some kind of low? My guess would be something around negative 800 on the Dow. That doesn't look good. Higher interest rates, other problems, that kind of stuff. But generally, you find at least, I would say the machines start looking at buying at about negative 800, 850 now. Doesn't mean that it's going to hold, but I would suspect going into the close, that's where you're probably going to see the first opportunity for people thinking that they're either going to cover shorts in Amscray Attenley off to Palm, what is it, Palm Beach? Yeah, probably Palm Beach. That'd be good enough on a weekend like this. You got everything you probably wanted in the big close today. That's going to be lots of volume. Let's see what we have out here. We already got 9 billion shares. So we're probably going to do, I'm going to say 13 billion shares, which is going to be up a couple billion from a couple of days ago. But even on a retest, you can have lighter volume, and that means that at least that retest of 4250 or so on the S&P cash, maybe a little lower. As I said, I think that there's better than a flip of a coin to go through that, but it may take a few times. We're probably going to go down there and say hello to our little friends at 4250 on the S&P cash. So when you can, especially today, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you Monday. Mike MacArthur, we shall return.